Years after its subpar predecessor, Illumination seems insistent on trying to create yet another franchise for themselves. This is my review of Sing 2. Buster Moon and his friends have their sights set on debuting a new show at the Crystal Tower Theater in glamorous Red Shore City. But to avoid certain death, no, really, that's the plot. They must convince recluse rock star Clay Calloway to join them in their opening show. Now, before I properly start with my review for Sing 2, I want to know your thoughts on it, on the first film, on Illumination in general, anything and everything down there. Just start the conversation because it's always the most important part. And if you like movies and TV, this is the place to be, so make sure you click that subscribe button if you enjoy what you see here, and you won't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. As you probably gathered by now from the cold open, I'm not a big fan of the first Sing. I'm not a big fan of Illumination in general. I just find them the most lazy animated studio out there. So I walked into this film not very excited. I walked into this film knowing I was just going to see another jukebox musical that picks up all these licensed songs that already exist, that I already associate with either something else or nothing entirely, but I'm certainly not going to associate them with this film. Sing 2 is actually solid. I had a good time watching Sing 2. The film is actually quite funny in parts. It has charming and likable enough characters. Miss Crawley is the funniest character by far in this entire thing, and it has a ton of stars and actors and pop stars even performing. It also has a ton of good moments, like really good moments that would otherwise elevate this film to be great, but those moments are actually so good they highlight the faults around them. The main plot of this film is actually quite fun in concept, where Buster Moon wants to make it to the big stage so bad, he's coming up with this sci-fi musical that's literally called Out of This World on the spot. Like, as soon as he gets there, he lies his way into an audition. He lies about having contact with this recluse rock star played by Bono, Clay Calloway. And so he gets the show, and so he's coming up with it on the fly. Like, it's very basic stuff, this show, much like this film is very basic stuff. But it's entertaining enough. The B plot line, where he's sending people out trying to find this recluse rock star, that's the real heart of the film. And that's where we get moments that work. Because in between moments, again, it's very fluffy. This entire film is fluff. And there are quite a few things that don't add up, or at least the film doesn't explore them further enough. Where the film begins, you know this guy is recluse because he lost his wife. And by the end of the film, it's just trying to convince him to come back. And there's never really a lesson learned. In fact, I need to talk about one big issue I had with this film, and that might be considered a spoiler. So if you don't want to know any details about Sing 2, skip to this timestamp right here. So at one point, the guy who's hired Buster Moon literally is going after him to kill him because Buster Moon lied to him and fired his daughter from the show and whatnot. And Clay Calloway gives the speech where Buster Moon is like, okay, I'm going to run away before he kills me, and I'm going to go into hiding, and I'm never going to be seen again. And Clay Calloway is like, oh, I once also thought that hiding was the answer, but it's not everything it's cut out to be. There's a big difference, Clay Calloway, where you chose to hide away from the world. This guy is literally being chased and about to be murdered. It's not exactly the same situation, but the film frames this as this big moment of inspiration and victory. Well, where it's completely the same thing, and it's absolutely not the same thing. But like I said at the beginning, there are some highlights on this. There are some fun, energetic sequences. The animation is vibrant and beautiful to look at, even if the character models in the background all look the same. Every single crocodile looks the same. Every single gazelle looks the same. Every single elephant looks the same. Just on a visual standpoint, it is professionally made. It is competent. It is better than anything I could ever do because I can draw for shit. It's charming enough, funny enough, and it has some compelling moments, which also it doesn't hurt to have some U2 songs in the mix. I'm giving Sing 2 a C+. So those are my thoughts on Sing 2, the sequel that nobody wanted, but actually surpassed the original. What are your thoughts on it? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. Start the conversation, because it's always the most important part. And while you're down there, make sure you click that subscribe button, because if you like movies and TV and you like what you saw here, you won't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. I have a review for season 1 of The Wheel of Time. I have reviews for every single episode of Hawkeye, and I'll be back very soon with reviews for Wolf and Don't Look Up, and obviously all the top 10s rankings for the end of the year. I hope to see you in those, so until then, love each other and love the movies.